This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social, and I'm delighted to be joined by welterweight prospect Josh Kelly. Josh, how are you?
I'm fine, mate. Absolutely fine.
It's good to hear. Obviously, a bit of a journey for you down from Sunderland. How are you finding it?
I live in London now, so it's all right.
Well, talk to me about that. Obviously, I know you've just mentioned you're living in London. Being from Sunderland, though, you've got a young family as well now. How are you finding, not necessarily the commute, but being so far away from your family and your friends?
I mean, obviously, I've got my fiance is from London, so I mean, she's down here with me, which is nice, and I've got her family down here, which is nice. Obviously, my mum and dad and my brother and a lot of my friends based up the north. But I mean, it is what it is. I guess you have to make these sacrifices to get places in life, and I'm making the right choices.
How often do you get the chance to go back home?
I go back after every fight. I think every fight I sort of go up, have a couple of days up there, see the nan and the granddad and everything. I mean, I think them will come down this time, so it'd be nice.
So before we talk about you heading back home, obviously we're here for Saturday night. Ranowski, what do you know about him?
Strong and fit. Looks like he's game, so he is game. 17-0, he hasn't come to lose. I could see it in the standoff. He hasn't really come to lose in the sort of the face-off there. So I'm just looking to put a performance on me. Looking good.
You've always been someone who I've been excited to watch you because of your style. How have you found trying to adjust and learn new things in terms of the turnover from amateur to professional?
I thought it was quite natural for me. I mean, I did little things I didn't know I actually did, and Adam pointed them out, and he was like, "Look, like you're doing this, and listen, like that controls this and this," and I'm like, "Right, I didn't really know I did that." Do you know what I mean? So now looking back, I just feel as though it's been a really natural change.
You're somebody who's excited the British public when they've watched your box because of your style, like I say. Where do you see your plans progressing for the rest of this year, though? Do you feel that because of the back end of last year when you had to pull out of the Avanesian fight, you want to try and make up for lost time, or?
I mean, it is. I think so. It is what it is. I feel so. Everyone's got a little plan. It's already been written by the big man, and that's it. I mean, that was meant to happen, and that was meant to happen for me, because I did the training camp. That was one of the best. I was sparring. I felt so sharp, but I mean, emotions, baby, everything else, the long camps back to back, everything obviously impacted on coming down with the illness, and that's what it is. I moved on now. Don't need to make up for no lost time. I feel good.
What was that like, that experience of having to pull out because of the illness? You know, you've spent your entire camp preparing for it. You'd been in camp for 2 or 3 months. How much of a hard difficulty was that to try and overcome?
It was hard. Mentally, it was hard for a good few weeks, but I mean, you got to put yourself in the position, and you got to just think of all the boxes. I mean, you got to sort of think of the bigger picture. I just sort of just take it to the next level and just think of the bigger picture. Really, nothing really matters. Do you know what I mean? We're here for boxing, we're here for the thing. We're entertaining the public, and for these 70, 80, 100 years we're on the earth, we just do what we've got to do. Do you know what I mean? So I try to think of it like that, and it really simplified it. And I just thought, look, next year, get started, get flying, and we'll kick it on for a good fight.
Obviously, I know the Avanesian fight never happened on the back end of last year, but he's recently beat Kerman Laharaga for the EBU title. What did you make of that result, Kerman obviously beating Bradley Skeet and Frankie Gavin recently?
Yeah, I thought it was a good result. I mean, Kerman seemed to... I mean, he got it, obviously, got stopped, and I mean, I didn't look Avanesian as a big puncher, but I mean, that's just me, my opinion. It was a really good win from them having an immediate rematch, see what happens then, and then I could well and truly be coming into the mix.
Adam's mentioned that you're the mandatory for the EBU title. When would you ideally like to fight for it?
I feel as though we get this fight over first. I never like to talk about other fights. This one first, Ranowski first, because Ranowski's a good boxer, and I'm prepared diligently for him, so I'm prepared for the best boxer on the night. I feel as though I've upped my levels massively, and we're going to show it on Saturday.
Adam also mentioned that you're in line to fight on that AJ undercard on June 1st, your American debut. Excited for that?
Ranowski first, go deal with Ranowski, but that doesn't exist until this is over, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to answer that question yet. It's an exciting thought, but this thought's on Saturday, do you know what I mean? My head's on Saturday.
Just to touch on AJ, obviously yesterday we had the news that Jarrell Miller failed his VADA test. What were your thoughts when you heard about it?
Disappointing, really disappointing. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to stop this in this sport, because it's not like any other sport. Boxing is not like any other sport. you're hitting people. Do you know what I mean? You can't injure people and render them in a bad way. So feels the only way you can really stop this happening is putting putting some sort of harsh punishment on it where you get caught, you get, I don't know, maybe you get jailed, maybe do a sentence or a stretch, you know what I mean? And I think people think twice about it because the sport's got to be natural, there's probably some guys there who've done stuff and they haven't been caught and they're still doing it and they're not being caught, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think you're going to have dirty characters in all sports, but it's really disappointing because that was turned into being a really good fight. I felt as though AJ was going to win, but he's just screwed himself, really.
I've read into this drug which Jarrell's supposed to have in his system, Endurable, and he's supposed to be able to help your endurance during a fight. When you look at him and you consider he's over 300 pounds and he's someone who likes to walk forwards non-stop and work his opponent down, are you kind of surprised that maybe he hasn't been caught out on something previously?
Exactly. I mean, exactly. That's all I can say. Exactly. I mean, I couldn't have seen it going past 4 or 5 rounds, to be fair, with Joshua. But obviously, he had a plan to break him down and go into the late rounds, and that's why he took that. But if you need that to feel as though you need to beat someone, then you might as well not fight him, or just fight him natural. Just take your lickings and go move on. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
I've spoken to Adam, your trainer, and he was very passionate about there needs to be more done against drug cheats. Have you spoken to him about it recently? I know it's only happened yesterday, but I assume you might have come up in conversation.
We've talked about this all the time. We've talked about this loads. Me and Adam talk all the time, and these little subjects come up, and it's just like, why do it? Like, why do it? It's a Facebook. It's not like you're riding a bike or you're playing table tennis or something. It's like we're punching each other in the face to hurt people, and your brain's in there, and your brain's the life system of your full body. So listen, people who's cheating just need to be removed, either banned for life or thing. But it is what it is. I think it's going to be hard to get by it, but I'm not sure. I can only think about myself, but it's disappointing, really.
Now, come June 1st, AJ, who would you like to see him get in a ring with?
I'm not too sure. I know that the public's been throwing names about, but I've been focusing on this fight that much. I haven't really even dug my head into that. But there's a few heavyweights out there what can potentially mix it up with him. I like the thought of any of the British heavyweights, but I mean, I think everyone does, but it's in America, so I guess you're gonna have to get a guy for, I don't know. I don't really know, but what do you think?
I'm open to anyone. As long as I'm there, I'm happy.
Same.
One name which has been creeping in and around, probably not as highly ranked in terms of the list, is Joe Joyce, who's recently joined up with your team and your camp. How's Joe looked first and foremost under training with Adam?
I mean, he's looking more like a smooth operator. He's really strong, and really punches hard, and he can take a shot. So
say that as if you've been taking a few shots from him.
Mate, I've been he's athletic as well. I mean, he can do somersaults and this that. I don't know why he can't move himself like he's fluid in the ring. I mean, he's getting there now, and he's starting to look a lot better. But I mean, he's got the potential to be a real contender. Punches hard, and he can take a shot, and he's got such an engine.
Do you think he'd be ready if a fight was offered to him on June 1st?
I'm not sure. Only Joe would know that. Mentally, you have to be ready for these fights, I think. But I think he would only know that answer. So.
Now, on Saturday night, during the night, sticking to your division, Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan. Your thoughts on that one?
I'll be watching it after my fight. I feel as though Crawford will break him down and get the win, but Khan will be tricky at the start and fast and aware. Anything can happen in a Khan fight. Khan carries power and he's fast, so I mean, I think you got to hedge your bets with Crawford, but we'll see.
Who would you say for you is your pound for pound number one? People saying either Lomachenko or Crawford at the minute on the back of Loma's victory over Crawler as well this past weekend. Who is it for you?
I like Lomachenko. I do like Canelo also. I think Canelo is definitely up there. Crawford's good, but I like Canelo, you know, and Lomachenko. You can't. Got to put Lomachenko there, but I feel as though Canelo is good up there as well.
Is it hard again, like you mentioned Canelo, just to go back to the drugs thing? He had his ban for clenbuterol. Is it hard to, I know a lot of people wouldn't even consider putting him in the pound for pound rankings because of he was done for drugs. Can you understand that?
I can. But I feel as though the skills what he possesses, like you don't get them from cheating on drugs. I mean, it's different when you say Jarrell Miller and you want to break someone down, and then you want to get them and use it that way. But if you're just looking on skills and taking that away from it, then I feel as though he's there. But like you said, mention again the drugs cheating, and if that was a, because a lot of people speculated about that one, but if that was a true field test and a true cheat, then that's really disappointing as well. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't think you can produce them skills with drugs. If it is, or drugs will just help you become fitter, stronger, and more durable. Do you know what I mean?
Just to loop back to yourself as well, Conor Benn fighting on the undercard, a fight that interests you?
Not particularly. I'm just focused on my fight, to be fair. He's done what he's done, I'm doing what I'm doing, and then it is what it is.
Well, Josh Kelly, I know you're going to want to shoot off and get some food down, yeah? So thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Yes, brother, thank you. All good, boss.
Cheers, Josh.